Hey guys, it's Brianna, and today I'm going to be doing my March wrap-up. A lot of these books feel like I read them like a really long time ago, even though it was only like a month ago, but it just feels like forever ago. But anyway, I read 9 total books. I read a short story, I read a novella, and I started another one, but I didn't finish it until a couple days ago, but that's beside the point because that's April. But anyway, I'm sorry that me and Kamryn aren't doing this together, which is what we usually do. She's already pre-filmed hers, so it'll just be combined. So I'm really sorry about that, but it's just the way it happened. But yeah, so let's go and get started because it's going to be pretty quick. But if you want to see all my reviews and stuff, I'll definitely put those all down below so you can see my thoughts and stuff like that. So let's get started. Alright, so the very first book I read about to say February, it's not February, March, was Hallowed by Cynthia Hand. This is the second book in the Unearthly trilogy, and guys, I'm not kidding you when I tell you this is one of my favorite trilogies. I still have yet to read Boundless, but there's other books that I've been trying to read, so I've been kind of putting it off because it is the end of the trilogy, and I'm kind of ready to say goodbye, but then I'm not ready. But yeah, I gave this obviously a 5 out of 5. Absolutely amazing. The next book I read was the novella, which is, I will put now, is Bittersweet Kiss by Jennifer Armentrout. This is the novella to Before White Hot Kiss. This is her brand new series that is called The Dark Elements. I gave it a 5 out of 5. Guys, I don't even need to explain my words for Jennifer Armentrout. I'm not kidding you when I tell you she's my all-time favorite author, besides Stephanie Meyer. But anyway, beside the point. Really enjoyed it. If you guys have not read White Hot Kiss, I definitely recommend reading the novella first because it gives a better backstory kind of to it, and it's a must-read. You have to. So immediately after that, I obviously picked up White Hot Kiss, which is by Jennifer Armentrout. 5 out of 5. Absolutely amazing, if you cannot tell by all the sticky notes. But yeah, I cannot get enough of this book. I absolutely love it. Words can't even express my love for Jennifer Armentrout. Like, literally, this shelf is for her. So that says a lot. But yeah, and then above it is Twilight. So those are my 2 shrines. But yeah. The next book I read was for review from the author. She sent me this book like forever ago, and I just got to reading it. It took me literally exactly a month to finish the book. It's not because I hated it. It's because I read it on my Kindle, or not my Kindle, it's my iPad, but I use Kindle. Anyway, I read it on my iPad, and I was only reading it in between classes and stuff, so I would only get like couple pages done at a time, and then when spring break came along, I was about 25% into the book, and I just sped through it. But yeah, the book is, I forgot to tell you, it's The War Inside by M. Kircher. I gave this a 3.5 out of 5 stars, and I did enjoy it. There's just some parts that I didn't like, and there was a couple things that were pretty predictable for me. But it was an overall really good read, and I can't wait to read the next book. But yeah, the book I picked up was 359 by Gretchen McNeil. This was the what's it called? March TBR jar pick, and this was the most voted for. So yeah, I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. Really enjoyed it. I can't believe I waited till now to read it. I really enjoyed it. It was so interesting, and I will definitely leave my review if you want to see what I thought. But yeah, the next book I read was the short story, which is Temptations in Texas, which is about Logan and Lauren, and this is by Linda Chance. I gave this a 3 out of 5. It was very short. It was like 30 to 45 pages long or something like that. It was enjoyable, don't get me wrong, and I didn't hate it, but it wasn't my favorite. I just wanted to add another book to be read. But yeah. The next book I read was The Knife of Never Letting Go by Patrick Ness. I did this as a read-along with a bunch of other booktubers who I can't remember at the moment, but I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. Really, really enjoyed it. Cannot wait to continue on. It wasn't my favorite, but I'm not gonna lie, I definitely enjoyed it, and it was such a good read. And the next book I read was Wait for You by Jennifer Armentrout. Do I even need to explain what this is? Gave it a 5 out of 5. Absolutely loved it, if you cannot tell. But yeah, I've literally made it a goal to be caught up at the end of 2014 with her books. So yeah. Next I read Bloodlines by Rochelle Mead. Yeah, I just now picked it up. I feel dumb, but yeah. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Guys, I don't know. It was a little slow for me, but I understand that's kind of how these series go. It's been about 4 or 5 years since I read Vampire Academy, but yeah, I really did enjoy it. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't until like 200 pages in that it finally a little bit started to pick up, and I did enjoy it. Definitely going to continue on. And the next book I read is for review, which is The Here and Now by Anna Brashares. She's the girl that wrote the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. Guys, I was a little disappointed in this book. I ended up giving it a 2.5 out of 5 stars. I kind of had high expectations. I never read the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants growing up, but I did watch the movies, and I really, really enjoyed them, so I kind of had high expectations for this book, and it just, I don't know, I didn't like it. I don't know what it was. I mean, I did enjoy it. There were some parts, I really liked the world building kind of thing about the mosquitoes, like, taking over. I just thought that was really interesting, but the characters and the development and stuff just did not work with me. The characters, I couldn't connect to the characters, and it just, I liked it, but I didn't, but that's why I gave it that rating. The last book I read in March was Incarnate by Jodi Meadows. I'm so glad I finally picked this up because I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It wasn't my favorite, but I really did enjoy it, and I'm really glad I read it because I loved it, and this cover is just so pretty, and I'm kind of speechless, so yeah, that's bad. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. But yeah, I will go ahead and leave my links down below so you can see what I thought, because this is a really bad wrap-up. But yeah. And the book I started but did not finish in March was Caught Up in Us by Lauren Blakely. I will talk more about how I felt about that book in my April wrap-up, but that is it for this video, so I'll see you next time. Bye.
Hi guys, it's Kamryn. Today I'm going to do my March wrap-up and my April TBR. So let's get started. The first book I finished in March was The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. It is about a girl who lives in Nazi Germany, and she has a hobby of stealing books, like the title says, and it's just her living through that life of that time period. And it's cool because it's different. It's a different perspective than usual books about the Holocaust, and yeah, and it's also told from Death's perspective, so it's interesting. I gave this book a 5 stars. The next 2 books I read in March were The Lost Hero and The Son of Neptune, both by Rick Riordan, and it is the Heroes of Olympus series. And I really liked these. If you don't know what they are, it is a spin-off of the Percy Jackson series. I rated this one 4 stars because Percy wasn't in it, and I need my Percy. And I rated this one a 5 stars because Percy was in it, and yeah, I need Percy Jackson in my life. Okay? Okay. I was gonna read the other 2 books in the series, The Mark of Athena and The House of Hades, but the Blood of Olympus, is that what it's called? It comes out in fall, I think, so I wanted to read those 2 when I get The Blood of Olympus so I can marathon the rest of the books. I started this book towards the end of March. It is Star-Crossed by Josephine Angelini. And I was planning to finish it in March, but I didn't succeed in doing that. So yeah, this book is about a girl named Helen, and she has some powers like super strength and fastness, but she doesn't know what she is. She knows she's special. And then this family comes to her little island and basically changes her life, and she figures out she's a demigod. When Helen first sees Lucas, who is a member of this family, she wants to kill him. It's them trying to get through that, and Helen trying to figure out her life as a demigod. So yeah, I can't talk about this because I finished in April. Dang it. Now, let's get into my April TBR. The first 2 books on my TBR, I've talked about these in my Friday Reads video. First is Looking for Alaska by John Green. I've already started this. I'm only like 10 pages in. Yeah. And then the next one is I was about to say the author before the book title. Angel Fall by Suzanne E. Next 2 books I'll be reading are the next 2 books I have to read in the Mortal Instruments series. I have to read City of Fallen Angels. I don't have to read it. I just want to read it, and I have, whatever. City of Fallen Angels and City of Lost Souls, which are the 4th and 5th books of the Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare. Next book I'll be reading is Delirium by Lauren Oliver, because I've heard lots of good things about it, and I really want to read it. Next, I want to read Allegiant by Veronica Roth, and this is the 3rd book of the Divergent trilogy, and I was already spoiled for the ending, but I still want to read it. I still want to read it though. I'm never going to get to it if I don't read it now. The second to last book I'm going to read for April is The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. And I've had this also on my TBR for a while, and I've really wanted to read it. Just never got to it. So I'm going to read this for April also. And then the last and final book I want to read for April is the first book in the Harry Potter series, and I know I've never read the Harry Potter series, and I've never seen any of the movies. I'm sorry, don't hurt me. But I've been wanting to read them. So I don't actually have a physical book with me because I plan to check it out from the library. That's kind of a lot of books that I'm planning to read during April, but since I had such a bad reading month in March, I kind of want to step up my game, and yeah, that's like 8 books I'm planning to read in April, so I hope I accomplish my goals. I don't know. I can't snap. Let's see. Oh. Okay. Anyways, see you guys next time. Bye. Post-apocalyptic. Oh my god. Post-apocalyptic. God, that word's so hard to say. Because, hi, I'm making a video. How are you? I'm talking about books.